Hello. God, it's been a busy time. Not just getting, seeds and things ready for the garden, but also outside of the garden. I went to the Garden Press and Media event in London, met some really inspirational people. Fantastic event, really. I'll definitely go again. But also, I've been in Kitchen Garden magazine this month. So if you live in the UK, grab yourself a copy, turn to page 53, and you'll find an article about my garden and me, which is great. It's been a really fantastic opportunity. But today is not about that. Today is about planting out my onions, which I started from seeds. A couple of interesting varieties, actually, both Italian. One in particular, which I'll show you when we're out there, is a variety that I've wanted to grow for years and never got round to. But it's worth about, if you were to buy them in a shop, they cost about 4 times the amount as a normal onion per kilo. So an interesting variety to go with. Let's get out there and plant them up. It's so nice being back out here and just feeling the sun. Before I plant out my onion seedlings, I think I'm just going to pat this down with a rake to level it off a little bit. I've got a couple of really interesting varieties for this year. One is Tropea. So these are a red onion from Calabria in Italy, down south. Probably one of the most expensive onions in the world. They cost about 4 times the amount of a normal red onion per kilo. So it's going to be great to grow them here. I know that in terms of the climate, it's going to be different to southern Italy, but it'll still be interesting to see how they do over here in Norfolk. And genetically, they're exactly the same. The other, still Italian, because we are growing as many Italian varieties as possible this year, is Ramata di Milano, which is from Milan, as you'd expect, that kind of area there. It's a white onion. Apparently it stores really well. I've never grown it, but I'm sure it'll do well. So let's get them in the ground. They're looking really good. Happy with these. I've got a feeling these are going to be really happy in here. It's amazing, just looking over to the bed next to me, to the right, which is where my garlic is, just how well they're doing. And I've got a couple of new varieties in there too, so I'm hoping we're going to have a good year for alliums. I normally have a pretty good crop here. One thing I'm going to try doing differently this year is covering them to avoid the allium leaf miner. Funnily enough, it doesn't happen every year, but every now and then I'll just find a little bit of damage from them, and as you may or may not know, that can affect the storage, so it's good to avoid that if possible. I think the way to do that is, to start with, I'll have some fleece over the top just to get them into the ground, make sure that they're all happy, and then after that I'll move on to have some mesh over them, and then once the risk passed, we'll lift the mesh and let them bask in the sun undisturbed, fingers crossed.